Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, everybody. I'm your host, Nicole, and we're here together. We're going to talk about money and human design today. Everybody asks this. When you bring up the concept of money and design, how do they fit together? And there are lots of factors in the human design chart that point to money, earning potential. That all changes so much from person to person, from chart to chart. There are channels that are connected to money. There are gates that are connected to money. There are lines specifically, and I'm not even talking about profile lines, but in certain gates, the line value of that gate, of that position, has an effect on your earning potential, your prosperity profile, you might call it. There are so many ways that you can look at this, and I could honestly teach an entire course, and this is something that we cover inside my Business by Design mentorship, where we talk about your particular prosperity profile. And that's what the authority matrix starts pointing you to, is how do we fine-tune you to your greatest earning potential? But in this episode, what I'm going to hone in on is one particular aspect here that I think that we can all benefit from in something like a podcast episode where I'm not teaching an entire program on this. If you've ever felt really overwhelmed by all the strategies that are out there, ways that you could earn money. So many people ask me in readings and in the questionnaires that they fill out, they'll say, I want financial freedom. I want to feel like I'm abundant, and I don't right now. And that doesn't necessarily always mean that they're not earning money. It's just they don't feel spacious in their life. They feel trapped. And when you do that, usually what ends up happening is either you end up into a funk with money too, because it's messing with your energy. And there's an energy to money. And human design is energy. Human design tells us, how can we tune into our energy so that we are able to be open to all the things that we want, and we're no longer focusing on the things that we don't want, and we don't have our energy in alignment with those things. If you've ever heard the phrase, get into the energy of what you want, connect to the energy of the dollar amount you want, that's money manifestation work. It really does work. It's not the only thing, but the energy of money absolutely matters. There's a frequency to it. So what we're going to cover in this episode is I'm going to demystify some of those overwhelming strategies of all the ways we could make money. We typically are looking at, like, should I be coaching? Should I be creating this type of offer? Should I have multiple offers? Should I go back to a corporate job? The truth is that no one knows those answers but you. There's going to be aspects of your individual chart, which that's something that we hone into in readings. Like I said, in the mentorship, everybody gets 2 readings from me, a foundational reading plus a business reading at this point in the program. They get both of those readings. So we're diving deep into your chart. That's something that for every unique individual, there are clues. But ultimately, it comes down to what's right for you and you making that decision. Like I always say, human design doesn't give you a job description like what we think a job description is. You should be a real estate agent. There's nothing in the chart that says that. You should be a mechanic. There's nothing in the chart that says that. But there are themes that might make you good at one of those roles. So that might increase your earning potential. But there are other aspects that can help you understand how this works, how money mindset and manifestation work. You can start to tune into that on another level, and how we're bringing the energetic and the strategic side of things together here in this episode. If you've ever felt like you couldn't understand how to bring all of the getting into the energy of things and pairing it with actual action in real life, this episode will help you with that, because we're going to break it down by type. we're going to talk about how each of the human design types brings in money or blocks money from coming to them. So type is something that all of us pretty much understand. It's a fundamental level, but it is so powerful. And I always say that type is one of those big dials that we can turn. I look at everything on the chart like a dial. Gates are small dials, channels are dials, centers are dials, then we have type, we have profile, all of this stuff. We have it's dials, and they get bigger as the category gets bigger or as the importance of that particular aspect for you gets bigger. So type is one of those really big dials. If you are not in alignment with your type, your earning potential will be funky. It will be off. You're not going to feel necessarily like making money is easy. So I talk about the money manifestation stuff. There are affirmations and things that we're taught to say things like, money flows to me easily. I love money and money loves me. But if you feel stuck in your life, if you feel like things are not flowing for you, it can be very difficult to truly connect to that statement. Because like I always say, your words lie, your thoughts lie. So I could think money loves me, I love money and money loves me. I could say it, the words could come out of my mouth. But if I don't feel that on an energetic level, if I'm not connected to my earning potential, and type is going to be the biggest category that if that's off, all the other intricate work that we do with those gates and channels and the Jupiter placement and all of that stuff, you're not going to get your bang for your buck in those smaller aspects, because if you're off with your type, it's going to throw everything off. So that's what we're going to dive into. We're going to show you how HD gives you this path of least resistance toward connecting to your flow of money. How money is an energy, fear is a frequency, and it blocks the flow of money, and how the universe is really here to reward you for being you. The more you are, the more money you make. Now again, that might feel like something that's just said or thought, but you don't connect to it in your body. But human design gives you a way of connecting to what is truly you. You've got to know what you is. What is authentically you? You need to have that bit of information in order to be more and more authentically and unapologetically you. So that's what we're going to cover here. If you want to dive into the nitty-gritty of human design for business, I am running my Authority Accelerator Masterclass. This is a 5-day masterclass. It's called the Authority Accelerator in HD. We're crafting your $1 million message according to your human design in 5 days. I'm breaking down my whole soul strategy method for blending energy with strategy and helping you build what I call a semi-evergreen funnel through strategic messaging, building a message that doesn't just inspire but sells what you are selling. It actually inspires people to buy from you, not just inspires them to leave a comment to say, this was so awesome, love this. I can't eat that. That doesn't help us earn money. So there's an energetic aspect to this. We're going to cover that in today's episode. But there's also a strategic aspect that most human design coaches out there are leaving out. And that's why if you've bought a human design program that promised you a $1 million brand, but it didn't deliver, it's probably because they didn't teach you how to actually speak to an audience and get them to want to buy from you. They didn't teach you how to launch according to your type, but also have a product that is not just aligned, but actually built to sell. I have a client who really resisted hearing that the words that she was using were both not in alignment with her design, but also they were not in alignment with getting people to buy. They didn't tell people what they needed to hear in order to make a purchase. And that's just as important as the energetic stuff. When you put them together, you get magic. And that's what we're going to cover in the masterclass. It's free. All you have to do is DM me the word masterclass on Instagram or go to nicolelano.com/masterclass. and we will register you at either of those places. It's free. You should come. Nobody's ever sorry that they attended this workshop. It is truly one of the most valuable things that I do, and I do it totally for free. So let's dive into the episode, shall we? Let's talk about human design type and money. Now, each type has a way that they are going to magnetize money, you could say, but there's more to it. And I'm going to try to give context to each one because it might sound like I've heard this before. But I promise you, when I drop down to that next level, I'm going to tell you why this is true. And that's usually what people are leaving out. And sometimes that's because they don't really understand it and they just read it someplace else and they're parroting it back. Or they just don't realize that's necessary. So I'm going to break this down. I'm going to tell you what it is, but I'm also going to tell you why and give you some insight into your type and why this is so important for you. And don't oversimplify things, because when you oversimplify them and you're not putting them into action and you're saying, I already knew that, that's actually the biggest thing that holds most people back. I already know that. And you look for the next bit of information to learn rather than implementing what you heard before. So we're going to talk about generators first. The way that generators will block money from coming to them is feeling meh. I call it feeling meh equals meh sales. Feeling like, all right, or bored, or just sort of like, whatever. That attitude for a generator will repel all the things that you want. And that's going to do that on a number of levels for you, okay? So it's going to, yes, people are not going to be attracted to you. They're not going to pay attention. They're not going to feel you, and they need to feel you. Now, on a strategic side of your own business, you will not want to do anything. You're going to find that it's slower for you to produce content. It's slower for you to market. It takes you longer to do everything. And when it takes you longer to do everything, you get less and less excited, and you get more and more meh. And this is how you end up in a funk. And when generators are in a funk energetically, they're in a funk everywhere else. And then you shift into your mind and you try to intellectually figure it out, when really what you should do is go get excited again about anything. I don't care what it is. Go to the park with your kids, go swimming, go for a drive, go shopping. That usually works for me. Whatever it is to get you excited, go do it. Get out of your head and put excitement first. You will see money show up for you. You will see you attracting the right opportunities, people, the right moment, you being in the right place at the right time will happen based on you having fun. You might get the best idea you've ever had because you went shopping. You might write, I've done this. I've gone shopping and I've written 3 emails or posts or whatever it was that I was writing, outlined 5 podcast episodes while sitting outside of Nordstrom because I got the ideas, because I was excited, because I felt good. And then all of a sudden people are DMing you because you put out a post while you were excited, and now suddenly things are happening. And now you're excited, and now things are moving, and now you are working with your energy, not against it. And that is the game. And that is how you create money. That is how you earn. If you're showing up to a corporate job with that level of energy and excitement, you will get promoted, you will get recognized, you will be given probably more work to do as well, but you might also end up at the top of your bonus pool, or you might get a employee of the month kind of thing. You will start to see rewards for the work that you do. So if you're feeling meh, that will equal meh sales for you, meh earnings. So don't be meh is really the big headline here. Don't be sitting around not feeling excited. If you notice yourself going into that, what would make me feel good? What's going to turn this engine on, my attraction mechanism? Manifesting generators, my brethren, my manifesting generator sisters out there, same thing goes for you. If you feel meh, you will get meh sales. Everything I just said for generators is the same for you. But I'm also going to add this other piece to yours, is variety. Try lots of things. Be very detached with what you're doing and how many things you're doing. All of those ideas and all those things that you hear about selling multiple things at once confuses people. That doesn't go for us. If you're excited, you can handle it. If you are making choices like, I'm going to sell 5 offers because I think that will make me money, but you're not excited about it and you're scared that it's going to be too much, then that's not the vibe. You're not leading with excitement. You're leading with an idea. You're leading with, she said to sell multiple things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying try multiple things that make you excited. If you're excited, it's a yes. If you want to sell one thing and that feels good to you for a while, do that as long as you're excited. But the moment that you start to feel bored and your energy wants to go to something else, allow it to go there. Allow it to shift and change. Allow the plan to be broken. And most manifesting generators are not doing that. The universe will support you and your sacral will support you. If you're worried that you won't have energy to show up for all the things that you're doing, you will if you're truly excited about them. You will know that because you won't have to think about any of it. It will just show up. The work will be easy. If it's not easy, really check yourself that you are not making a thought into an idea that you're actioning versus actually following your energy. Most common mistake. You will start seeing money coming in from all over the place when you are allowing yourself to be a little all over the place, but do it with intention. And the intention comes from true excitement. That becomes your job. Notice the difference between true excitement and a thought that you had that seemed like a great idea that you thought would make you money. Biggest shift. Projectors. Feel successful. Think back to a time when you felt the most valuable, when you felt inwardly successful. It came from recognition. I can almost guarantee it. It's when you got to just show everybody what you were doing. You were given a role that somehow probably sat outside of things, meaning someone hired you to do something special. Someone asked you for your advice on a way that they could reorganize something. There's something where they really tapped into a gift of yours and you got to shine. Where you walked around just being like, I really helped today. You have to show people that. Share your successes. Share your wins. Show everyone how proud you are of yourself. Show them your wisdom. Wisdom leads to money for projectors. You are paid for your wisdom. Stop playing a generator game. Because I guarantee you, all those times that you felt successful, it wasn't because you got so much work done. It wasn't because you worked your fingers to the bone. No, it was because people recognized you. And probably the least amount of effort you put in, the better it felt. So that's the shift. And so much easier said than done. I just have to feel successful. You have to really feel it. And you have to really believe in yourself so that you unapologetically show people that you can help. Wisdom equals money. Okay, manifestors. Manifestors. Money comes when you're doing your own thing. Saying what you mean, saying what you think, talking about where you're going and not giving a what anybody else has to say about that. The manifestors can sometimes be the most stuck of all the types. They're either stuck where they're taking orders from somebody or where they don't feel like they're fully able to surrender to their manifestor power because they work for somebody or you have clients and you've got a business that maybe makes you feel a little trapped. The idea is that you have to be speaking out and unafraid to take the action you know is right. Most of the time when I find stuck manifestors, what they are stuck with is they know exactly what they should do. They know exactly what they should say, but they have held back either in the action or the speaking or both, and they're miserable because of it, and they feel trapped. Manifestors, I invite you, if you're looking to earn more money by being in alignment, I invite you to take a look at the box that you've put yourself in, or the box you feel life has put you in, and recognize that is just a construct of your own mind, that you have more power than you're giving yourself credit for. Now, I'm not saying it's always easy to do your own thing, but I want you to take action and start turning that cruise ship, so to speak. You're not going to yank the wheel, and you're going to turn it a little bit at a time, but starting to rechart the course in a direction of your choosing, not the box that you feel like you're in. You're a trailblazer. What is the trail that you feel needs to be blazed? And why aren't you feeling confident to do that? Why aren't you feeling empowered to do that? Because no one's going to empower you. You empower others with your action. So you're not fulfilling your purpose here on earth if you're not doing that. Reflectors, seek joy. Money comes when you are unafraid to be the beautiful, ever-changing thing that you are, being that you are. Manifestors and reflectors are the smallest part of our population. Combined, they're less than 10%. So what does that say? To me, that says you should conform the least. If you make more money, the more you are, if the more authentically you are earns you more money, that in order to be authentic as a reflector, you've really got to be courageous in your ability to say, this is me. This is what I know. To feel really empowered to change things up. Have you been living in the same town forever? Does that feel good for you? If it does, stay. If it doesn't, what are you holding back from helping to change, saying is wrong, or why haven't you left? You earn through your ability to feel and to understand things about the environment that you're in. When you're not doing that, you are crushing your potential. And when you're crushing your potential, you're crushing your earning potential. Throw out all the rules. Of all the types, you really don't have any rules. All you do is have some guidelines, and for every single type, there are no rules. These are just guidelines to help you navigate your own energy so that you are being more authentically you every single day. For reflectors, you're really going to have a hard time figuring out what is authentically me, because I change all the time. It's having the courage to change all the time and to allow that to be seen, to also give yourself time by yourself to reflect on what you're feeling, on what you're getting from everyone. You are a valuable member of your community. Are you showing that? Are you believing that? Are you feeling like you need to conform? Most reflectors that I come across, and there's not that many because the sheer number of them is so much smaller, but the reflectors that I come across typically are not sure. They're uncertain. And there's anxiety that comes with that feeling that maybe they're never certain. And everything changes so much for you guys. That's the thing that you need to get comfortable with. Change is a hour by hour thing. Can you embrace that? And can you allow yourself to change? Can you allow everything around you to change? Can you foster the change? You're a temperature gauge for the environment that you're in. Can you tell everybody what the temperature is? Can you show everyone? Challenge yourself to say, what do I feel called to do? So I hope that you found this useful. I hope this gave you a glimpse into not only how your human design type can influence your earning potential, but why. And why this works on a really deep level, because it's not just about the attraction aspect of it. It's also about our productivity. How are we able to stay in momentum? How can we put out the best work possible for ourselves? What type of work? All of that can be translated through our type by starting to work with our design rather than against it. That's how we remove resistance. That's what we're talking about here. Resistance in the things that we do and resistance in our energetic field. So if you want to dive deeper into the whole strategic and energetic process of building a business by design, please join the Authority Accelerator Masterclass, my 5-day masterclass, where we teach you to craft your $1 million message according to your human design, take you through the entire authority matrix. We do a whole day on that. It's a really valuable masterclass. Everybody loves it that attends, and it's totally free. You should come. So all you have to do to register is DM me the word masterclass. I'm at Nicole Lano Official on Instagram, or go to nicolelano.com/masterclass and we will register you right on the website. We'll link all of it up in the show notes for you as well if you need it there. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of the episode. I appreciate you. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We'll see you next time.
If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show, and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to nicolelano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.